Now there's two more here. This one I test with my fingernail. See how I can still press my fingernail into that? Which indicates that there's still a little bit of moisture in the clay. And that should be quite okay to trim. Again, we place it on the chuck, we find centre. Just be patient with finding centre. Whoops. That happens. We'll eventually get it. I usually watch for where the pot comes closest to me, and I stop it at that, and I move it till I'm happy that it's running true. There it is there. Okay? Now, that's just sitting on the softer clay. For me to ensure that it stays there, I press down on it with my left hand. And if you can see from the colour of my fingernails, I'm actually pressing quite hard. Mm-hmm. And then I take the tool and I hold it in this manner. My fingers on the top to control it, and my fingers right down near the cutting edge. Don't hold it back here. You haven't got anywhere near the control. So hold it right down near the cutting edge. So fingers on the top of the pot, make contact between your hands. And then I gently come in and I trim away the excess clay. Now you can see how it's coming off in small sheets. That's an indication that it's in good condition to trim. If it was coming away in a nice fine ribbon, that would be probably the best condition to have it in. This one's gone just a little bit past that, but I can still do it. So what I'm doing is I'm endeavouring to get to this form. Now I've cleaned up the edge quite nicely, but now I have to indicate the foot ring. I'm happy with that diameter. I take it back to the diameter I actually want my foot ring to be. And then I use the tool in a way that I can engage with the corners, and I start to cut in there to form the foot ring. See it here? You resolve it on the outside first. So you're manipulating the tool so that you're using the corners, using the cutting edge, and you're applying the pressure in a manner that causes the clay to cut away. Okay, that's resolved there roughly or crudely. Now I'm going to define the inside of the foot. I'm going to take that clay away there. I have to keep hold of the pot. I have to make sure the pot's not going to come off the chuck. Now, a technique I like is I use my left hand, thumb on the right, fingers on the left, and then I bring my working hand over the top. I gently use the corner of the cutting tool to define the width of the foot ring. I'm actually applying pressure down with my left hand to hold it onto the chuck. I'm using the tool carefully, gently. I'm applying a bit more pressure now. I can feel my fingers working quite hard. And then I'll use the tool to just gently round it off. You can see the tool marks. See all the lines there? I want to eliminate those. It's very simple. Just take my sponge, just wet it, and run my fingers on the wet rim to clean up the foot ring. And then I take my stainless steel rib, make sure it's clean, and I trim the outside of the form. Can you see that coming away? Just scraping off any high points on the surface. There's a few little marks on there I'll try and eliminate. And there's my finished trim pot. Just comes away from the chuck. Check that there's no bits of clay on the rim. If there are, you can just gently clean that with the sponge. There we are.